You might think being a WWE superstar is all glitz, glamour, and high-profile victories, but the truth behind the curtain is far messier, more raw, and filled with moments that most wrestlers wish the cameras never caught. When Rhea Ripley laughed nervously and admitted, "I feel like I'm gonna go to hell for answering all these on camera," it wasn't just a throwaway line. It was the nervous tension of someone fully aware that she was about to pull the curtain back on a business that thrives on illusion, secrecy, and spectacle. Censored expletives, uncomfortable laughter, awkward silences. These moments weren't scripted. They were real. Wrestlers like Rhea and others were being brutally honest about the painful, embarrassing, and sometimes downright humiliating moments that come with being in the public eye every single week. From botches to bruises, these stars revealed the ugly side of the business that fans rarely get to see. Live TV doesn't forgive, and the ring doesn't either. When you mess up, when you truly botch something in front of millions of people, it stays with you. And as one wrestler bluntly put it, you pay the price when you're on live TV every week. You fall on your face for the world to see. There's no editing, no second take, just raw mistakes broadcast to the world. Rhea Ripley, always candid, confirmed what many had suspected. These mistakes are part of the grind. She talked about being instantly winded after hitting the floor, those moments where your body wants to shut down, but the show must go on. The unfiltered nature of live wrestling reveals everything, and even though fans cheer and jeer, very few understand the physical and emotional toll these moments take. There's an unspoken understanding among wrestlers about what it feels like to mess up, to botch a move, or to collapse mid-match not because of drama, but because your body simply gives out. These aren't rare incidents. They're regular battle scars from a sport that's as punishing as it is performative. And while botches can trend on Twitter and go viral on YouTube, the lingering pain, both emotional and physical, is never part of the clip. CM Punk even chimed in with his characteristic mix of self-deprecating humor and brutal honesty. When the question was posed about who should answer the next Tough Insider question, someone jokingly said, "Let the most over person on the roster answer that one," referring to Rhea, and she tried to pass the compliment back, saying, "Hey, I'm just trying to follow in your footsteps." But Punk, never shy about the truth, retorted with, "No, you're miles ahead of me in the category of overness." That's not just a compliment. It's a rare moment of vulnerability from someone known for being divisive and outspoken. Punk, often critical of the system, acknowledged Rhea's immense popularity not just with the hardcore wrestling audience, but across the board, men, women, children, even babies. That kind of universal appeal isn't just about winning titles or cutting fiery promos. It's about the authenticity that shines through, even when things go wrong. Yet, it's not just the physicality that takes a toll, it's the emotional confusion too. CM Punk lamented, "I'm not on your lovely little collector cups. I'm not on the cover of the program. I'm barely promoted." That's not just bitterness. It's a candid admission about what it feels like to be sidelined or overlooked, even as you continue to give everything to the business. And then came the murky territory of work versus shoot, insider lingo that fans love to speculate about but few truly understand. A work is scripted, a shoot is real, but sometimes the lines blur. Punk laughed it off with, "That's the magic, baby. You never know, especially with me, what's going on. What's real, what's not, what's scripted, what isn't." That confusion isn't just for the fans. It extends backstage too, where even seasoned veterans sometimes have to stop and ask, is this part of the story, or is this someone really snapping under pressure? That blend of illusion and reality is what keeps fans hooked, but it also keeps wrestlers walking a dangerous line. One of the most complicated parts of wrestling is the alignment, heel or babyface, villain or hero. And the truth is, most superstars find themselves somewhere in between. Punk, ever the natural villain, admitted, "I think the default, I would always say heel. It's much easier to get a large group of people to hate you or dislike you than to truly love you." And he's right. Fans will boo you over the smallest insult to their hometown sports team, but true admiration takes time, consistency, and vulnerability. Rhea agreed, but she added her own twist, saying she likes being in that tweener zone, a good guy who does bad things. She's not wrong. Wrestling fans today aren't easily swayed by black and white morality. They're drawn to the gray, to the complexity, to the stars who don't follow the script cleanly. And when Rhea confessed, "I just love being mean to people," it was said with a wink and a smile, but underneath was the real strategy. Being a villain is often more fun, and sometimes more rewarding than playing the hero. But the conversation got even deeper when the topic of selling came up. To the casual fan, it might just look like acting, like a performance, but to the wrestlers, selling is sacred. It's how they show pain, how they convey emotion, how they make fans believe, even for a second, that what they're seeing is real. Rhea Ripley admitted that selling is something she takes great pride in. And it's not just about reacting to a body slam or a clothesline, it's about reacting in promos, in backstage segments, in every moment that requires a response. That level of emotional commitment is exhausting, and Rhea, like many others, confessed it's hard to even talk about insider terms like that because she fears backlash. "Someone's gonna watch it and get mad," she said, half joking, but clearly aware that the wrestling world is filled with critics ready to pounce on any sign of weakness or break in kayfabe. This level of transparency is rare. Usually, wrestlers are trained to stay in character, to keep the mystique alive. But this exchange broke that fourth wall entirely. The nervous laughter, the expletives, the blurred lines between reality and performance, they revealed what fans often forget. Behind the gear, the pyro, and the promos are real people with real insecurities, real injuries, and real fears. Even seasoned veterans like CM Punk, who's been through the highest highs and lowest lows of the business, admitted the confusion, the frustration, and the constant second-guessing that comes with life under the spotlight. The audience gasps, the backstage shouting, the emotional weight. It all paints a picture far more nuanced than the simple good guy versus bad guy narrative we're shown on screen. These stars, despite their fame, still wrestle with imposter syndrome, with the anxiety of being judged and the pain of knowing that one botch, one misstep, can become a viral moment that haunts them for years. Even something as simple as explaining a term like heel becomes a minefield of overthinking because in the wrestling world, every word, every glance, every breath can be interpreted a dozen different ways by fans, media, and colleagues alike. And yet, despite all this pressure, despite the pain, the criticism, the public scrutiny, they still go out there every night. They still put their bodies on the line, still cut promos, still take the bumps, still sell every moment like it's life or death. Because